Oh my, what
Hey,
has been
We still love the
happening?
flower girl. We love her. The song
We
sounds
yes, we
great
do.
do.
still.
Yes, we
It's
do.
snow day, snow day, snow day.
I got to tell you something, you guys. I know, Bob, you have. Susan, you need to give a listen, but I got to tell you something. The last show from Mike Kirtner with Chuck Negron, that show was almost a perfect show in everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
The only problem I have with the whole thing, and we can talk to Mike. It's very simple. It's just as soon as the very beginning of the show, and we're building up who's on and doing this whole thing, man, that has to be a Three Dog Night song, and then go into the wonderful music that he's playing. But I think to just put, this is what this hour is going to be about. Have the artists, they get the first song.
What we're talking
All
about,
right.
people,
Hey,
is we have a radio
yeah,
show,
enlighten our please.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry,
97.9.
sorry, sorry.
We want you to download the app, 97.9 The River. And we've started a weekly radio show based on our
Yep.
podcast, in case you haven't heard this yet. That's on every Sunday at noon and 10 p.m. And you can hear it probably whenever you want, if you have the app. And that's what we're talking about here. So the latest
Yeah.
episode is with Chuck Negron. And it's
Yes.
kind of a new adventure with Mike Curtin. Now, Mike is our guy. He's kind of the voice you hear with us and it's a great voice. He's got that Southern
He's the
charm.
DJ. He's the
Yeah, I
DJ.
love it.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
DJ and he's guiding us, in our radio life.
Yeah. So this is
Yes.
kind of a frontier adventure for the four of us, Mike and us. And this is Mike. Mike got tapped into this when he listened to our podcast and said, "That's a library. Let's tap it." And it was just such a cool
Yeah.
idea. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So we're listening. Yeah, I agree though, Paul. Like when you have, because every week on our radio shows is a guest from the podcast. So that week is that guest. And
Yeah.
yeah, and what Mike does, he's a radio guy, man. These songs are all amazing. Start throwing
Oh,
songs out. But yeah, in terms of focus, you might want one of the big ones from the subject of the week, right off the bat.
right.
Right.
Right
Okay.
off the bat, you do that because I got to tell you, he's picking incredible songs. I'm loving it. I mean, in this last, he had Goldfinger, which I'm trying to visualize her singing the way she's all, that whole thing she does. I mean, I wish I could watch that recording because, man, she had to be like contorting doing that. It
Yeah.
was great. And then right after that, he has the Haywards, but doesn't, but Bo Donaldson, Billy, don't be a hero.
Very
So,
eclectic.
yes. And was Bo with the Haywards? Was he a Hayward?
Yes.
It was Bo
Yes.
Donaldson and the Hayward.
And the Haywards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Got
full
ya.
name of the band. Yeah, full name of the
Got
band.
ya.
But
So that was interesting.
When we met Bo, it was Bo Donaldson, by that time.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
Of
played
the
Yeah.
Haywards. Right.
or
Yeah.
performed with him. Yeah, well, he said, "Where are the Haywoods?" Oh, they're
Yeah.
gone.
Hey, but did Bill? No, yeah, but he didn't sing lead. He just played the keyboards, right? Or
Bo
Not sure
Bo.
about that.
Bo Donaldson was the guy, the lead singer of Bo Donaldson of the Haywoods. Yes,
Okay,
Okay.
cool, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
He
okay.
sang "Billy, Don't Be a Hero" when we were with him in
Yeah.
that All Star thing or whatever. What was it
Original
called?
Idol, Bob.
Original
Original
Idols.
Idol.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
keyboard
Hey,
side
that was
guy.
fun.
right.
Hey, that was our training ground.
It
That
really
Right?
was
was.
it
Yeah,
was
we've never
embryonic.
never done anything like that at all. What we're talking about, folks, is years ago, like 2005, even 2006, we hooked up with let's call it Happy Together 0.0005. Okay.
Hmm.
Where
Yeah.
the business model is the same. We're out there with Bo Donaldson, the Haywoods, who was the big group guys from the 80s,
Oh, the Bay City Rollers,
Bay
Big
City
City
Rollers.
Rollers, Bay City
Barry
Rollers,
Williams.
Barry Williams,
Leif Garrett,
Leif
Leif Garrett,
Garrett.
who
who
had
we're going to
troubles with
bond
the
with.
finale.
We're going to bond with Leif because he's a
Yeah,
crazy
yeah, we
guy.
are.
Yeah.
We love him. We love him. He's great. He's great.
And I think they were
Hey, we
able to
need to
sell
get
that.
him on the podcast.
We should get Leif. Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God,
around.
yes.
You know why I know he's
Yes.
around and healthy? Because sometimes you ever watch those comedy shows where they call them the B comedians commenting on funny stuff.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Leif does that. And so I
Oh,
said,
I've seen
hey,
him.
he's looking
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Like the stupidest crime in the world. He
Yeah,
does
yeah,
those
yeah.
kind of
That kind of
shows
stuff.
too.
It's a pretty good show.
Oh, he'd be
Yeah.
fun to have on, y'all. We've
Yeah,
got
Leif
lots
would
to
be,
talk about
that would be
there.
cool to see him. That would be
That
great.
would be.
He's a
Well, look at
survivor.
that.
He kind of reminded us of our brother Barry when upon
Yeah.
first meeting him, and
Yes.
kind of had that thing going. But
And y'all,
Yeah.
didn't Rex Smith join? Didn't Rex Smith
yeah,
join the original Idols for a minute?
Yeah. He
Rick
did.
Smith came.
I don't know whose place he took. I can't remember that much, but
They
Yeah.
may have
he was
added
there
him.
in Vegas. That was where me and Bob were sitting at a meet and greet table with no merch, just thinking we're going to meet people and greet them and then sign whatever they might have. And these two guys walked right up to our table and he goes, "Where's your stuff?" Me and Bob are going, "What stuff?" And he goes, "Pictures." I mean, we had nothing, Susan. I don't know why you weren't there in that particular moment, but and it
Yeah,
was funny.
I
These
was
two,
probably embarrassed.
we loved
yeah.
Rex Smith, but Rex Smith loved Rex Smith. And I'm just going to say this because he was such an interesting guy, because he would do his rehearsal and he'd feel so good about his rehearsal. He would literally say, "Well, good luck to whoever's following me." I mean, this is
Yeah.
kind of
I
how he rolled, you
remember.
know? And he
Yeah, yeah,
believed it. So he was sincere. And we're going, "Oh, really? Okay."
yeah, yeah.
And his
Well, thanks,
girlfriend was
Rex.
very interesting as well.
Yeah, yeah.
He
But
had a
we want to
companion
thank
with.
Rex then for us stepping up our game a little bit when he
Yep.
was on and we had to
Hey,
follow him.
everybody.
You had to follow. You had to follow him.
Usually that means that the guy that you're following, and I know in our case it's our whole life. So let's take us out of the equation. But so if you have Rex Smith go on and then we're following him, we're meaning that we're a bigger name on the ticket. You know, the closer you get to the end, now you're the
Yeah, I have
Oh
to
headliner.
man.
admit, I will admit, I did not know who Rex Smith was. God bless
No,
him. Very
no.
talented guy. I think,
I
was he from a
did.
soap opera? What? I don't know.
Of the
Soap opera
Pirates of
guy?
Penzance on Broadway
I
Oh,
think he also did a TV
or a movie
Tarzan.
of it too. Yeah,
okay.
I think there
he
was a
had it.
70s Tarzan TV show he was in too, guys.
Yeah.
Could be. He was that kind of guy.
Did you guys happen to see, or as you're scrolling through TV, that Steve Van Zandt has a HBO kind of documentary called The Disciple? And it's all about him, like we talked to him, all that stuff. And yeah,
Oh
he's got a big
yeah.
thing going on HBO now. Yeah. I said, hey, I
Wow.
know
Have you
that
Cool.
guy.
seen it? Oh,
No, I didn't
HBO.
watch it yet. No, I
Shit.
just saw the title. I said,
It's the one
oh,
channel I don't get.
HBO.
Yeah.
You
So
I'll have
guys,
it. I'll have it on the next leg.
it'll
Hell,
be
I'm
everywhere.
y'all,
throwing
what's
caution to
going
the
on?
I'm throwing caution to the wind.
I need help. I need to know what's happening on 90 Day Fiance because I can't get it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
out of the
can't get
loop
Okay,
too.
TLC. Okay, so
Yeah.
the thing is that next
give
week, so
me.
there's only three episodes left, and it's the tell-alls. And there's a lot of
Okay.
stories left up in the air. So it'll be the tell-all with all those people. Now,
Okay.
on Monday nights is at same hours, Monday night is the other way. And so these are people you're going to recognize now that I'm seeing them independently of each other. You can follow. These are different people and different what those people are headed
Okay.
to a foreign country to meet up with their loved one.
And Susan,
Copy,
like,
copy.
do not
It's green
forget
card
90,
backwards.
do not forget 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. So there's a lot of
Right.
components going on with the 90 Day folk, because that's
There
another
are.
one. Yeah,
And
there
Yep.
I
are. And you
Yep.
count
can,
Yep.
on my
Yep.
brothers to keep me up to date, y'all, because
Yeah.
they really have their finger on the pulse of the 90 day. Just saying.
So when we get back out, and probably maybe even for August, that Sunday night show is going to be the same show with all new people.
that's
And
what
Oh,
we
how
want.
fun.
I mean, this
'Cause then,
Sunday is when they're going to
yeah,
show all these new people, but it'll be fine
I
because
like the
Hey,
it's
sound
just
of that
treated like
guys.
a soap opera.
because
Yeah.
that's when the bus becomes the tell all. We do the tell all then.
Well,
Or
that's
Yes.
we
right.
we comment on it.
Hey, maybe
I
one
can't
of
look
our
at one of those, the shows where the two people are on the bed or the couch. I
Pillow
can't
talk.
watch that pillow talk. That's the one I can't listen to if I haven't
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
the episode. I don't
Right. They're
can't do
doing all
that.
the highlights.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah.
But
gentlemen,
yeah,
I'm sorry. I hate to break up here, but this has to do with the next leg, has to do with 90 Day, just because there'll be a TV on the new bus. Do you guys know that if the bus we're getting in Los Angeles is the bus we're going to have on the last leg?
no,
Okay.
don't
No,
know.
you don't know, or no, it's
I,
not.
I don't know. I forgot to
Yeah.
ask Ron to say, now is this it for the summer? So now do we know? And here's what
Okay.
happened, folks. Here's what you don't want to happen, and it did to us. You want the same bus all summer because you're
Yeah.
moving into the bus. So we found out that there's 3 legs to the tour. We found out we only get our bus in June. And now we had to move out of the bus on our break and get ready to move into another. And that's what we're kind of talking about. It's
Yeah.
kind of a hassle.
Right. But what I
Yeah.
do know is this, is that Dave, the driver, that we can't probably visually see, but he was a nice guy, would stop, always say, yeah, no, we'll stop, we'll stop. It was like, we thought we'd even get in trouble with Ron because he was going to stop, and so maybe he's a pedal to the metal guy because he was never late anywhere and everybody loved him. So I'm assuming that he'll have his own bus, but I don't know. We'll be able to
And
find
I know
out.
we keep Dave to the end, so maybe so. Okay. All
You
right.
know
All
what we
right.
could
You guys,
do? What we could do is that somebody could just email Ron right now while we're
I'll
on
do
the
it.
air and ask him if
I'll do
that's
it.
just ask that
Susan,
question. And yeah,
Susan,
but
were you
We're
told
not
that
allowed
Dave,
to say his name.
but
we're
were
not
you
gonna.
told that I said Ron, just don't say his last name. Just say Ron H. Um, Susan, were you told that Dave is with us for the rest of the summer?
I was.
If these guys come with their bus, I think.
That's what I'm saying. But let's
Okay. What
find
am I
out. It'll be a
asking?
good
You
thing.
know who?
You're asking him if the bus that we have on this second leg in California will be the same bus we go with in Lowell, Mass,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Okay.
August.
This is good. Will
Yeah,
be
Find
the
that out
same for both
do
last
that.
legs.
Do
All
that.
right. I'm doing it. I'm
Because
saying
Anyway,
we're
folks,
so the last.
podcasting.
just
Listen,
real
saying
quick,
Okay.
we're podcasting. We want to know if the bus will be the same on the both last legs.
Yeah.
yeah. And you can tell him we'll just put a
Okay.
picture of him up while we read his answer, and he doesn't have to come on live. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But anyway, while we're doing that, um, here's the thing. The other thing we want to go over, guys, is something started today, July 1st. That's what time we're talking. And this is called Rob Squad Reactions with Amber and Jay. And we want to alert everybody, because we got alerted by our publicist, Bob Merlis, that this starts today and it's 3 episodes on their YouTube channel. So look up Rob Squad Reactions and you can, you see, many of you sent us the clip they did of our song of the when they reviewed
Yes.
Hair. And that's how all
Yes.
this started. Okay. And so now they've listened to Ray in the Park, Indian Lake. They've had us on. We really kind of
Big
hit it off with
fan.
these 2 kids. They're great. And they're new to all this. They really do just listen for the first time and react.
Yeah.
So
It's really very cool. And hopefully we could get them on our podcast. I don't know, they're getting famous and that's hard to get famous
That would
people
be
on our
cool.
podcast. Except what
That
we
would
can
be
always get
cool.
people who used to be famous that
Hey,
still
there's
are,
a
but
band called the Twigs, you guys. There's a family band called the Twigs.
oh,
Somebody said we need to get them on.
okay.
we got about 2 or 3 family bands kind of lined up that we know about, folks. We're going to keep bringing you the family bands like once a month or so
Yeah,
and get some other guests. We are going to start having guests again. I know
we promise.
you listeners who are with us every week probably going, it's just them again. Did they forget they don't know anyone anymore? What's going on? But no. In fact, next week we'll probably have our brother Johnny on. Let's catch up with John and Vicky and see what they're up to
Yeah.
with their
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
projects.
Where's
Yeah.
John? It's
That'd be a
long
fun show.
overdue for Where's John. Yes,
They've been
yes,
Yes.
yes.
very
He can
busy.
tell us where he's been and what he's doing. Oh, the
Yeah.
Twigs are twin sisters. They're
Thank you.
twin
Gosh,
sisters.
that
Okay,
is
And they're
great. Thank you,
cool.
Polly.
Who were the sisters? There are these older sisters from the old days. Oh, I met Debbie Klinger, the Klinger sisters. Remember the Klingers, by the way? Or
Oh,
maybe you
yeah, we
don't.
kind of knew them.
We kind of knew them, crossed paths with them. They never really
Okay.
got great famous stuff, but man, if you look up the Klingers, and everyone can
yeah.
do it if you want to,
You know
they're the real
what?
deal.
Was that
And
our
and
80
they
run or a 90 run? Is that
no,
an 80 run?
I think they're back in the '60s. I think they're like when we were
Oh,
around,
so we never
but
played
never
with them
quite.
downtown, like at Madame Wong's or any of those places.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We may have crossed paths later about that after they were, they anyway. You just remind twin sisters, and I remember the Klinger girls. They
Yes.
were a number of them, and that's a family band. So we'll see who we get next anyway. And we're gonna have Milano on. He's a pop
Oh,
culture
well.
music writer. We'll have him on in the future. See what that life is all about. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, Rob
And
Squad Reaction starts today, folks. So
hey, it's
All
funny.
right.
When I was just looking up the twigs, all of a sudden I saw them, but then it said the lemon twigs, and I thought, oh wow, that must be them. But it's a hard rock band. And they're from Hicksville neighborhood of Long Island, and they are brothers.
Oh,
isn't
wow.
that funny? Hey, we should
Yeah.
have the twigs and the lemon twigs on at the same
Dude, they're
time.
right
We could have a
here.
double.
There they
Seeing
are.
them.
That's very cool. Yeah,
Wow, dude.
all
Well
right.
done.
This is fun. We love reaching out to new family bands and find out
Yeah,
that
we
they're
do.
there and working around and having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, we have
Oh,
gigs.
I
We
know.
should. What? Go ahead.
Well,
We do
we
have
need to
to
get a little smoky for the bus and a croquet set. Just something I'm trying to remember.
oh,
It's like making a list.
see,
Yep.
folks. This is the kind of stuff you want on your bus. But if you know that you're going to only have the bus for a little while, well, you don't buy croquet sets. You don't buy
Yeah, yeah,
things for the bus.
yeah.
You can't settle in. Susan cannot put
Right.
Christmas lights in her berth
No,
because she's just
it's
going
Right.
to
too
have to
much.
yank them out. And we don't
Yeah.
decorate the front lounge. It's like,
I do have them here.
Because the bus is going to be leaving, for everybody to know, that's why we're not doing that, because the bus is not going to be with us.
that's true.
So,
Right. We have to take a
yeah.
break before the last leg is the deal. Yeah, that's the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
So
important
now-
stuff, guys. Look, this plagues my nightly non-sleeping is what how am I gonna decorate and how extensive will I decorate on leg number 2? That's really the
Right.
question for me.
But if we know that we have it, you can do it the leg number 2 or
Yeah.
leg number 3.
Yeah, I can move in for the season, if you will.
For the
Yes.
visual folk, you
Yes.
can obviously tell that Susan is in a cabin that looks like knotty pine behind her. Okay, but she looks like
Very
she's
cool.
in a cabin of
Oh,
wood,
a kitchen.
right?
But
You see
that's
the
a
wood. I
kitchen.
love it. Ceiling too, right?
Where are you?
Look at that.
I won't say exactly, but I
Oh,
am in
okay.
Mississippi, and they have this thing called the Getaway Mini Cabin, Mini House. I would like our podcasters to go look up Getaway Mini House and what they have constructed, and they are all exactly alike.
Uh-huh.
And now I know it's real because I drove up here and it's for real. They all look like this. They have a giant window for the whole forest to be in your bed,
Trees, yeah.
and then a table, and then this kitchenette,
Okay.
and then a full-on like shower. You
What do you
guys,
need?
best shower ever.
Yeah.
All you need.
It's a
Cool,
mini.
huh?
It's like a camper. It's like a camper shell
It is.
made
It
out
is
of wood.
like that.
Yeah, but
It's
inside like a
unbelievable,
tiny,
guys.
or is it like a tiny home? Do you ever see the tiny homes? Those are cool.
It
Like
is,
the tiny
Bob.
homes.
It's a tiny house.
I
Yep.
bet
So
you it's
we
300
go-
square feet. 300 square feet is what you're in.
I'm feeling that. Yeah, I go with that.
It's good.
It's just
Yeah.
one
Rhode Island.
room, y'all.
You guys
Yeah,
on the breaks, you can go home or you can go other places on your break.
Yeah,
and like,
Bob, tell us about it.
it's like we go everywhere but home sometimes. Like I'm in Rhode Island because there's grandkids in Rhode Island. I'm going to Texas Saturday for those grandkids. Then I go back on the tour. Susan's in Mississippi. Paul's at home. It's like, and it's fun. I'm glad we were in 3 locations. It is hard. Guys, you guys, remember, I got to tell the listeners, there was one spring, Susan and I were talking about this, one spring, we pre-recorded 12 podcast episodes to not have to do it that summer and had one of the greatest summers ever as we
Yeah.
rolled them out. And then I remember one summer we said we didn't want to do any sense. And we went visual. So we reran lots of podcast visual.
That was nice.
And now here we are. You
A week
folks, we
behind.
haven't had a guest and we've been having technical difficulties out here. No, but people are experiencing.
Slacker.
No, they're experiencing why that one spring we did all those episodes because there was no technical issues. Everything went smooth. But they also understand who we are now. Maybe they know our personalities. We're never going to do that in a spring again. And as long as we live, was horrible. Oh, got to do two today. Got to do two today. Let's do three. Come on, it's May 17th. We got 8 more. I'll
Oh
never
my
forget it.
God.
Days with the
That
I'll
was
never
great though.
forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because maybe, what I thought what we could do is, and we'll let the folks, if they want to chime in on this, just the day that we decide to do it, you see, I mean, it can go forever. And then we could have part 1 and part 2 of shows.
Yeah, we've done that. Split them up. Yeah.
Yeah. And what would we'd have to
Ah,
like go an hour and 45 or something.
If
yeah.
it's an hour and a half, that seems a little long. But then the
Right.
attitude is like, well, stop listening halfway through and go live your life and come back and do a part 2 on yourself.
Right.
Like,
Next week.
what do we have to
That's
do
what
it
we'll
for?
tell everybody. Only listen to half of our podcast and then listen
Nobody
to the
told you
other
to
half
sit
next
here.
week. And then you'll make our life so happy.
Don't tell us it's too long. Take a break. What are you, a knucklehead?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. Yeah.
God, y'all will do anything to get out of work. Swear to God.
Listen, so it was funny. We almost lost Susan today, you guys, just so you know. Because sometimes if you're out and about, what do you know? And she was so funny. All right, if I can't make it, you and Paul, she goes, you and Paul just do a sports episode. She goes, a sports
Exactly.
episode. Right? We're
Yeah.
gonna have a
Yeah.
sports podcast all of a sudden for day 1 because she can make it. Oh, just talk about sports, which would
Yeah.
have been good for about 5 minutes, but we're boxed out of sports even. We watch the
Oh
Dodgers.
my God.
We do
Well,
follow a baseball team on the
but at the
bus.
same time, just her carefree attitude. She's going up. I knew she was headed to the Smoky Mountains. I was imagining her going to the Smoky Mountains in a cabin. I mean, that's kind of what I thought was happening, and I'm not far off of it. But at the same time, and for her to just, yeah, Bob, you and Paul handle it. Because there was one time when Susan couldn't do it, and it was a good reason she couldn't do it, even though I can't remember the reason. And so we were happy to do it. But as soon as I saw that, I got off there and I went, well, fuck you. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. Hey, the heck
But
with
that's what you
you.
were thinking.
I was.
Well, let
I
me
was
say
thinking,
this.
damn,
When she
let me
said,
write one.
when she said, well, you and Paul just do a sports episode. I went, did I just get profiled? Did I just get
Yeah, yeah.
generalized? Like, is that
Right.
what you think he and I need to talk
I
about it because
swear
we're
to God.
guys?
Right.
I
know,
only
That's
suggested
funny.
that because it would be very interesting because you boys have a lot to say about sports.
maybe we would
Plus, you
have
could have
talked
tapped
about
into your
fashion.
childhood
And then,
experience.
Susan, I don't know if you saw this because you're out so far in the wilderness in your cabin, but then Bob said, shoot, I'll do it alone.
I did see it. Now I'm picturing Bob.
You know what?
I
I
was
gotta
born
say,
in Norfolk, Virginia.
look, there's 3 of us. We're in unstable environments right now, all of us, because we're just
Yeah.
on hold. Okay, so
We
there's
are. We're all on
We
hold
are.
right now.
we are
We
all
are.
on hold. So it's like, yeah, if Paul wasn't going to come in and Susan wasn't, we're feeling immense pressure. We're feeling podcast pressure because it's been 3 weeks where we couldn't get one, for to this reason or that. So it's
Yeah.
like this had to happen. So yeah, I was ready to
Had to
go
happen.
alone. I was ready to go alone. I had no idea what I would talk about, but I was ready to do it.
Well, it's
Because you have
funny
a
that you
dog
say
with you,
that.
Bob.
It might be a way for at least 2 of us to get a break, and we could do it like 3 times. So that would be like an incredible amount of time. Each guy do a solo show. I
Oh
mean,
my
I know
God, that's
I would
hilarious.
talk all about you and Susan for 2 hours, man. I would go,
It'd be
what
great.
else is griping me? It would be a gripe night.
God, you guys, that's kind of a really cool idea.
It's what we'll do. We'll do a Taylor Swift attitude about it. So let's say we decide to do one. So we'll go Cowsills podcast, parentheses, Susan's version. All right, Cowsills
Yes.
podcast, parentheses,
I
Paul's
love
version.
it.
That's when she re-recorded her
I love
albums,
it.
that Taylor's
You can
version.
do that.
I think it's a good
That's
idea.
hilarious.
It
Look
is
at
a
all
good
this
idea.
content.
If
You
I
got to
knew
be in the
Susan,
mood.
I will say, if I knew Susan or Paul, either one was doing a solo podcast episode of our podcast, I would listen. Yeah, I would have to listen to that. I think it's a good idea because we
We're doing it.
won't know what you're going to talk about at all. Any
We're
of us.
doing it. That's it.
All right,
We're
we'll
It'll be
do
doing
funny.
that.
it.
So we'll do that. It'll be funny on the bus. We'll get up, because we can always make something arduous. We'll get up and everybody will go, well, who's going to do it alone today? Well, I'm
We'll
not in
draw
any mood.
straws.
Susan will go, well, I'm putting lights up. I can't do it.
No,
And
I don't know. We'll be
it'll be
okay.
fun.
Yeah,
It'll be
it'll
all
be
right.
fun.
Holy
Yeah.
maca,
I mean,
totally.
if I'm jamming, man, I can do it. If I'm in a good mood or whatever,
The
I
other
can
I
so
think
do it.
thing,
no, we now have to do this. Each one of us
I
has to
lost
do this.
I lost my iPad. I had our
And
gigs
I
all
think
ready
we
to
should do
read.
it this summer on the road. Each one of us go into some corner and work it out.
Yes. Yes.
Like a little
And the
Or
other
4-H
thing,
thing.
that
and,
person
and
could do it without the other guy even knowing it.
we could do that. You could do it. Well, no, I'd have to set you up on the Zoom to do it to make sure we can
Ooh, this is
maneuver it to New
killing
York.
me. The
Right, but what were we doing
idea.
the other day when last year we were filming all sorts of stuff and then we transferring it to you?
That's when we have little snapshots and we tell New York, edit it all together.
Oh,
But
okay.
any of this, I
Got it.
have to hit record or no one's
Oh,
going to hear
okay.
anything.
All right, okay. Well, that'd be something to think about.
Yeah.
But because like we stay up pretty
Details,
late.
details.
And so,
Yeah.
really late at night, it could be, well, you don't really hear too much out of there. Ron's head's right there by the room. We
Yeah.
were like at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning doing a podcast, a solo person,
But
you could,
he
you
really
could,
is very tolerant.
That's
oh,
Ron answered.
he's out.
No, hold on. Let's go look. Real time. Oh, nope. Nothing from he whose name will not be mentioned.
Nothing
That's
from the
okay.
Nope.
man. That's
Nothing
okay.
from the man.
That's okay. Okay.
That's fine.
All
I'm
right.
bringing our gig calendar up. We have a lot. Guys, I got to say, it's very impressive, but we're climbing on the getting gig ladder. And the thing is like we're up to 3 cruises. I know we're getting the 70s cruise. Now, here's the thing why we say that, people, because our 70s cruise and you listeners who are on it with us, that was an audition. I mean, a stated audition. Okay.
Right
And
on.
we have
Yes.
not heard back, but that's okay. We're still confident that we're going to be able to.
Very confident.
Yep. But the next one coming up is really the
Wall chop.
mall shop.
Shop.
And we're
Yeah.
about
We
to
got,
pull up songs between 1958 and 1962 and pick some to learn.
yep.
Is
Yep.
what we're
How
doing.
much is that dog in the window?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to fly.
Is that what we're doing? I don't.
No.
Where the boys are.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Someone.
so you need to pick 2 songs, which would be like your "Be My Baby" song, but not "Be My
Well, we're
Baby."
gonna go with look. We're gonna go with Heat Wave because the boss suggested we pull it over there.
That's good.
Yes. Yes.
So let
We
me
can do
find
that.
one more that I like.
And we're not going to get goofy. I mean, we're not going to do.
No, we're not
I
gonna
think.
get.
Well, I can already tell Susan thinks that Where the Boys Are will be here to serve with love of the Malt Shop Cruise, but it
Oh,
ain't gonna happen.
yes.
I don't think it's gonna.
I
I mean, we're
hate
going to
that
find
song
vocals.
though.
But here we go, guys. So we're on the Happy Together tour. Let's go through this. We're on the Happy
Okay.
Together tour. The next private gig for the full band is Friday Harbor, Washington, July 27th and 28th at the Honeywell Estate on the 27th and at the Friday Harbor public event on the 28th. And if
Love
you
those
want to go up
Honeywells.
there is information now on Cowsill.com and our Facebook page on how to get tickets to that second night. Okay, it's on there now. So anyone who wants to jump on a ferry off of the coast on Seattle and ferry out there for an hour, you'll find us. From what I hear.
Yep. It's we're going to leave out of Anacortes for the people that are going to come. So you go to Anacortes, which is 2 hours from the Seattle airport, by the way, kids.
Oh my gosh,
and
we got that drive then.
we do, and then you take a hour ferry ride, which seems cool, into the San
Fun.
Juans, and then into Friday Harbor, which is its own thing. And we're going to have Lars is going to be going everywhere with us, and then but he's not going to take us back to the airport, and we're going to have to get on that. He had us on a late ferry, but we've all been told to book mid-afternoon or late afternoon. So and that's what we all did. So I told him we need to be on the 8 o'clock ferry. You need to book that. And so,
Yeah, Lars.
he's on that and he's all over it. He knows what's up. And he told us that, if you leave at 8, you'll get there about noon, 8 to 9, 9, 10, or because of the bad traffic that is the morning traffic of Seattle, which I've been in. It's
Yeah,
it's
everyone's
something,
got it.
but anyway, so yeah, so there'll be a few logistical things that hopefully just happen and we don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah,
And
hopefully.
yeah, that is a Monday that we're pulling out of there too. So that's going to be
Yeah.
really
So
something. Okay,
anyway,
so that's cool. So we have that, and then that's in the middle. That's during our second break on the Happy Together tour, everyone. So that's
yeah.
in a full band show. Then we get home September 2nd from the Seattle Washington State Fair, right? That's the last Happy Together show,
Yeah.
September
Right.
2nd, Washington State
But
Fair. And then September 13th and 14th, the three of us are with the Buckinghams in Lorain, Ohio, and Dearborn, Michigan. We know these gigs now. We're going to all use the same band. It's a little mini Happy Together attitude in terms of one band, multiple artists. And it worked. We've done it with Joe and these guys. It's a fun
yeah,
night.
it's
You're
super
going to
fun.
love it. Oh, and by the
Totally.
way, wait, who was it? Is that where someone else is with us? I can't remember if
Blue
that's the
Notes.
place where
Oh,
Marilyn McCoo,
twist again, Chubby Checker.
Chubby Checker, and Marilyn McCoo, and the
Oh, Billy
Aquarius.
Davis.
Those guys, those two are on it. That do, and we want to get them on our podcast because we've met them
That's
and stuff.
exciting, you
Is that on the
guys.
13th and 14th?
That's the 13th
Yeah.
and 14th of September, a Friday and a
Okay.
Saturday, Lorain, Ohio, and Dearborn, Michigan. And then
Okay.
Thursday, September 19th, we can talk about this now because we've gotten past the June date. September 19th is a Thursday. We're going to be at the PNC Bank Pack at Homedale, New Jersey for Cousin Brucey's fall concert. He has this autumn fall concert every autumn. This is it. Maybe that's the one where we're with Chubby Checker. I can't remember. I think that might be the one where we're with Chubby and
I think
Marilyn.
you're right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I am. So
Well,
that's
that'll
the
be an hour show. You thinking that's an hour show?
I'll bet
Yes.
because there's so many people on the bill, but I haven't seen it in a
I love it.
contract yet. But the
Yeah, I
very
love it.
next morning, we are hopping planes to Barbersville, West Virginia, to play at the Barbersville Fall Festival. That's two fall festivals, 2 days in a row. And the Barbersville Fall Festival, that's our radio show guy, Mike Kurtner and his company. So they have a nice venue out there, I guess, and a great festival. We're going to play that. We're excited.
Is that on the 20th?
That's on the 20th. Yes, it is.
So we're
Then
gonna.
the
That's
27th
flying
through
day
the
of show, Susan. Day of
yeah,
show.
we are flying day of show on the 20th.
I'm
Yeah.
glad
I mean,
Mike's at the end of it.
we get in plenty early, but those flights have to go. You know what I mean? They got to be on time and go, but we get in plenty
Yep.
early to do it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
and then October 27th through the 3rd, that's your malt shop cruise. November 8th, Golden Nugget Las Vegas. December 6th, the Cutting Room New York. December 8th, the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. And then 2025, March 8th at the HDG State Theater in Havre de Grace, Maryland. The guys don't know about that yet, but we talked about the March 8th gig. That offer's in. I'll forward that. Um, Thursday, March 14th, we're at the White Cliff Golf and Country Club. Two 90-minute shows in one day. We are warriors, okay? Or we are weak and we'll suffer that night. We'll let you know. We'll report on that. Because the very next day, we got to go on two cruises after that gig. Isn't that insane? March 15th through
It's
22nd.
insane.
And then May 2nd and 3rd, we are booked. The Merriman Performing Arts Center with Kearney, Nebraska with the association. May 3rd, Hutchinson Historic Fox Theater in Hutchinson, Kansas. Those are booked. So, well, that's it. May 3rd,
Full
next year
band,
is the
full
last.
band, full band,
Full bands.
full
Those
band.
are two full band gigs.
Full
Yes,
band,
they
full
are.
band, full band.
And
So-
and then you see what I'm saying. May 3rd, we're packing and getting ready for the big tour next summer by that point. But we are going to be busy. And thank you to the True North Project, who is they're the people who are bringing us in March 8th to Maryland for that gig that I'll tell you about later. But that's going to be a fun thing. So we got a lot of gigs coming to you. Check Cowsill.com because they're all going to be up there.
It'll be great. Hey, Bob, maybe you write those up in a list because and send them out to the gang.
It's ready to go. I'm going to forward it. I just constructed it today because the 8th
And
came
make sure
in.
JC's in there. JC has to
Yeah,
be
he's in it.
there.
Yep. You'll see it.
Amen to
Awesome.
that, brother.
Awesome.
Yeah. Most people have this. It's missing the ones at the end of that we weren't allowed to publicize the
PNC.
September 19th because of Brucey one yet, because
Right,
it was
right.
too close to a Happy Together show or something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
We
Proximity,
met that obligation. So,
location.
update on our reality show. We're still trying to work on current content. We really don't talk about current events. It was suggested that we might add that to our kind of repertoire. Um,
Well, you
Maybe
know
we'll
what?
try to do that. I don't know.
Or,
Well,
maybe one of us will get sick and then we can follow them through the whole thing.
oh, very funny, Paul. Very funny. Let's not have that be
This
one of
could
our
be any
topics.
one of us. That could be any one of us.
Any
Well,
one of
then
us.
one of us could join a dance troupe and we could take one of us through all the auditions of trying to get in. I mean,
Yes.
there's a myriad of things that could happen here, Bob. What do you
It's a
got?
good idea, though. I'm going to remember he said that.
Yeah,
Smack him around if I have to.
good
That's
stuff.
good. Yeah, good
Look,
stuff.
here's the thing. We really would love to have a reality show. We don't know if we're organized enough or if we just have what it takes to implement what it would take to do it. We want to do it because it's fun, like this podcast, but I swear to God, y'all.
What it would take, which is kind of impossible, was if they wanted to do this show, if Barry and Bill and Rich and Mom and Dad were all alive, it could be a hell of a show.
Dude.
It would be
Now
amazing.
we've kind of peeled down to the calm ones that don't really have a lot of
No, but
drama.
it's no, because this
He's
is a
right.
positive one. No, no.
No, positive doesn't
Buzzer.
sell. Positive doesn't
Right.
sell.
We kind of know that.
Baloney. That's baloney. That is
Positive
baloney,
doesn't
and this is
sell.
not a done conversation.
It's not, because as time goes by, man, stuff changes and things happen, and none of us know what the hell is going on.
Right.
Paul's
So let's
right.
not count out our reality TV
Okay.
show
But
Okay.
Paul's right.
of positive nature.
If those other 5 family members would be alive now, we would have started the cameras rolling, and
Yeah,
we would have just done it ourselves.
it would have been
'Cause
incredible.
it would have been pretty
I don't even
wacky.
know what to say,
Yeah.
y'all. I can't even add to that. Can't.
Yeah.
It would have
I
been
got
pretty
nothing.
crazy.
Very good.
Got nothing.
Sure. Well, I think
Well,
that's a good update for everybody.
I do, and I
I
think
think that's-
Johnny next week is going to be fun, right?
Let's get
Yes,
Johnny Boy on
yes.
next week. I didn't want to like
John,
call him
maybe he'll
today
give
and
us
say,
a
"What are you
dope
doing?"
upbeat voice.
When do we leave? Oh, the 10th. Okay, I know this. The 10th.
Yeah.
And today's the
Next
2nd.
Wednesday.
Yeah, you know it.
Or
Next Wednesday.
6, 7, 8,
It-
9, 10. Okay.
It's the
Wow.
gig. We're at the Mountain Winery. It's way
Yes.
up high, overlooking
That's
the
pretty
Tech
up there.
Valley.
I like that
overlooking.
place.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
beautiful view. Beautiful
Yep.
view. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I got to tell you, the crowds have been incredible, you guys. I'm going to tell you something. We were told by the people producing this thing that they're seeing more people out this summer than last summer, which I
Yep.
can't even imagine. You would think that number would
No.
always go down every year. A certain sector of us are
Baby
going, I'm done,
boomers,
I'm done.
do or die. Do or die with the boomers. Do or
So
die.
let's just
Ride or
keep it
die.
going. Let's just keep it
Show.
going. You guys keep coming. We're going to keep coming.
Yeah.
And dude, it'll be
Take a show
beautiful.
and go. This year, we got to tell you, Jane the Americans and
Terrific.
Joey Mullen, these Badfinger songs. Oh my God! And
Yes.
Jane the Americans.
Yes.
Was anyone else new this
We
year?
got the
Just we got the
Vogues, we got the
Association of Bad
Association.
Guys.
Those are
to see
there.
them.
They're doing great. Everybody's doing great. And we're
Yeah,
having
everyone's great.
Ronnie
there's a
Dante
camaraderie.
and Marky Bowman.
There's a camaraderie going on that I don't recall. It hadn't been like this for a while, where everybody,
Agreed.
just kind of everybody's working with each other and not oscillating from everybody. It's more of a cohesive kind of thing. It's
Here's what
nice.
happens: you
One
start
for
this tour.
all.
You start this turn, you're just blown away for 3 years. You're just blown away, blown away, blown away, blown away. By about the 8th year, you realize you're involved in something super special, man. Super.
Yep.
And even before then, but you know what I mean. By now,
Yeah.
we're looking at this going, this has been an amazing decade. I can't even believe I'm saying decade.
It's been an amazing journey.
And the calls that the Flower Power production office gets about people begging to get on this tour is immense.
True
Immense.
that. True.
So we are
And-
very
and
happy, and we're
the other
humbled
thing-
by the
Very
whole
lucky.
thing.
After
Very
10
grateful.
years, I know, and I know Shadow's around. He does all the new intros, so this guy can be had. I just wish in our intro, when he says, our first act, has had an amazing journey. I would like him to say is still on an amazing journey. It sounds like so
Yeah.
old when he said they had it. Here we come. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's call Shadow
Yeah,
Man.
except, we can share at least, and why wouldn't people understand this? That the Happy Together folks, quote unquote, this tour is a brand, everybody. Okay, it's a
Yeah.
brand. And in the same
Yes.
way that doo-wop shows have moved on, sort of, you know how
Yeah.
things move on. But
The
you got the Happy Together
waves.
tour. Is it dash the 70s, dash the 80s, dash the 90s, dash decades? Have 60,
Who
70, 80s, and 90
knows?
group. I love that. It
Who
can
Yeah.
be
knows?
anything
Like
they
Paulie
want.
says, we don't know.
No, it can be
Yeah.
anything. That's 2 or 3 years away anyway,
Que sera,
honestly.
sera.
Yeah.
Que
We
será,
wouldn't.
será.
So we will see
All
you
right,
That's my
out
new
there
listen.
this
slogan.
summer.
What?
West Coast is coming in July, Midwest
Yeah,
in
West
August.
Coast is coming.
And you can find us, Cowsill.com, the Facebook page. Check out the
You can
Rob
find
Squad.
us.
Remember, those guys are so fun. You're gonna love
Oh
They're
man,
watching their
Rob
really
stuff.
fun.
Squads. It
They
was
have a
great.
lot of fun, and they're young. I love
They're
that.
Yes,
super
God, they're
young.
really young.
But
They're
they would be
really
good
young.
guests because you want to talk to them like, all right, take us through how'd you come up with this little brilliant thing here, It was rather
Yes,
unique.
yes,
Yeah.
It
Yeah, we
was.
knit them on ours for sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
All
Because
right,
they have
brothers,
quite a
I got some wood to
That's a
chop.
good job, guys. It was really nice
yes.
visiting with everyone. We'll bring our brother on next week, and then we'll get into some really interesting guests and family bands and the whole thing.
Yeah.
See, they're
Or not.
happy together or not, right? We hit technical difficulties. You know us. They're going to know us too well. They're going to start going, oh, yeah, they had a technical difficulty. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's true. See you guys later.